Game On Magazine is sitting in Pretoria at the Tuck Sport High School with Donné and Thomas Breytenbach. How are you guys today?
Fine.
Alright, you guys have a pretty incredible story. You are twins. You are pretty much champions in judo. Let's start off by talking about how did you get involved in judo. Let's start off with Thomas. How did you guys get involved?
We were in pre-primary school, very long time ago, and there was these, in primary school they teach the kids how to, do macaroni arts, and then you go and sleep for half the afternoon. We would sneak out to a nearby dojo where we would just be we loved it. It was judo. We loved the coach. We loved the fellow students. And then about, I think 6 months later, my dad got a shocking bill. And then my first coach just asked my dad just come to a competition, just see how they do, and we just started winning gold after gold after gold.
Now that story about your dad getting the shocking bill is on the internet. I mean, obviously you would have been angry, but when he saw you the first time competing, what was his thoughts, Donné?
Well, he told me that I'm an excellent player, because he didn't know that they called the players judokas. And it was mainly because, he loved it. He didn't think that gymnastics and being a ballerina was cool or fun. He thought doing the judo was better.
Staying with Donné, it's a pre-primary, primary daycare, which is pretty much where you snuck off. Not many kids do that. What went through your head when you guys were sneaking out to go fight?
I was just extremely glad that I didn't have to lie down on a very cold mat.
What's going through our heads at the time is getting the escape right, because they had these mesh gates, and took scissors and we cut through the gates and we were snuck off.
So it's pretty much like The Great Escape. Have you ever watched that movie?
Yeah.
The Great Escape.
And we didn't really think of the consequences until we have to sneak back in, and obviously we were never ever caught.
That's incredible.
I still think that the hole that we cut is still there today.
That is really incredible. Guys, was there anything in particular that made you go for judo, or was it just because what do you call it, a dojo?
Yes.
Was the dojo, that was the closest thing to you that you guys could do, so you weren't drawn to judo per se, you just wanted to not sleep?
No, I was drawn to the sport because from a young age I've always, like these Bruce Lee movies, Enter the Dragon, those things, I really enjoyed the martial arts behind it, the discipline, and I just wanted to be the next Bruce Lee and the next ninja, basically. And
so living your childhood dream.
Yes.
So Thomas, have you guys done any other forms of martial arts?
No.
Only judo.
My heart's set on judo. I don't think I can do anything.
Well, this is a question for both of you. Why do you not judo?
It's something that, it's not karate and it's not jiu-jitsu. It's something on its own. It doesn't involve other techniques going into the same sport. It's not a combination. It's its own thing, and it kind of feels like it's much more fun.
To me, it's when I'm fighting or when I'm standing there, it's like I'm writing poetry, in my opinion. It's the way you do the sport. It's just, I love it, the rush you get.
That's incredible, guys. It's really awesome sitting with you. Thank you for making time for us. Guys, every athlete has a support base. You guys are still very young. You're only grade 8 now. Who has been your support base? Obviously your parents would have been in. Your dad, after he got over the shock of the bill. But including your parents, but outside of that, who has been your support base?
My coach.
Nicola.
He's always pushed us
always there
to be the best that we can be. He's always been there to make sure, to help us when we're going through a tough time. He's always been there. he's just been there for us always, and he's the reason we're doing so good. We owe our success to Nicola. If it wasn't for Nicola, we wouldn't be sitting here today in the school.
Okay, guys, and then a joint question for you guys again is, who have been your role models?
Michaela Whitebush, she's also a judoka. I don't know how old she is right now, but she also competed in the Commonwealth. I'm not sure how she did, but she has mind over matter. She doesn't feel the pain, she just pushes through, and we go through the same thing she does, and it's extremely hard, and she takes it like it's a game. Not like it's a game, but it's easier for her because she's probably used to it by now, but she pushes through. And
so she's got the right mindset.
She's got the right mindset.
And for yourself, Thomas?
Like I said, my childhood, I've been a fan since I was a little kid. Bruce Lee, it's just amazing for me.
So hopefully one day we'll see you in some of the Kung Fu movies.
Hopefully I'll have my own movie by that age.
Guys, Donné, what is your training program like? How do you guys...
On a Monday, we wake up at quarter past 5, we get ready, and we start gym at 7 to 8. Then we come to school from 9 to quarter past 3. And then we go to the dojo just across. And then from 4:30 we train to 7:30. Then on Tuesdays it's the same thing. Instead of going to the dojo, we go first to the gym and then to the dojo. Gym starts at 4, ends at 5, and then we go to the dojo.
We have 3 training sessions a day, 6 days a week.
Sure.
Every Saturday it is 2 intense judo trainings. And then during the week we have 2 intense gym trainings and 1 judo at night. This is how we, if it's in competition mode, it's 3 judo trainings, just full on judo every day until the competition is done.
Staying with you, Thomas, do you guys follow any particular diet? Do you try to eat right?
Like in the martial arts, we have weight categories, and to manage our weights, because Nicola always tells us we must always be over our weight, 3 kilograms. So a day or 2 days to a week beforehand, it is just the bare essentials: water and the main sources of protein, basically.
Okay.
And then that's our diet. Other than that, it's very high carb based and very high mineral and nutrients and minerals based.
Okay. Then why did you guys come to a school like Tuck Sports High School?
Well, for me it was more for the academics, because they said that they had 100% pass rate last year, which is incredible. And the school understands that you have sporting needs, and you but you have competitions across overseas and stuff like that. So if you have a competition and during test time, you can move your exam, and then do the exams over or after the sporting event.
Thomas, how do you guys juggle your commitments, schooling?
Like my mom or my parents will always say, school comes first. So if there's an exam, we will put our sports on hold for the schooling, obviously. But if there's an important competition, we reschedule our schooling.
So the school is very hands-on and
Flexible.
very sensitive for you guys. Okay, that's great. Yeah, I suppose coming to a sports school, that's what they have to do because of the athletes from everywhere. I mean, you guys are not. I mean, there's not just guys who compete in judo here. There's also other athletes. Do you learn anything from those athletes? Have you taken anything from how they do things?
Not particularly, but etiquette from, ironically, the golfers. The soccer players. They are very smart they're very hands-on in academics, and they have a very large variety of etiquette. They are very respectful towards the teachers.
Donné, tell us, have you guys competed overseas?
Yes, once.
And where was that?
Budapest.
And if I'm assuming both of you went there?
Yes.
No, in Scotland.
No, not Scotland. sorry.
Scotland, okay.
Edinburgh.
Alright, so you've been in the UK and you've fought against international opponents. What would you say, how good are we as South African
We're
as a South Africa?
actually not that bad compared to, well, UK. We actually better opponents to India. Well, India is also a very good judo country, but we on board them. We really good.
In my opinion, South Africa is the best judo country of the Commonwealth. Like, if Japan can beat us in rugby, we can beat them in their own sport in judo. It is just how your mindsets are on the day.
No, for sure. Guys, you are the South African champions in your respective weight categories. You know, what are your goals? What are your goals going forward? Considering you're only in grade 8.
My goal for next year, qualifying as Cadet Africas, and hopefully I can make a nice impression there. But most of all, international training camps. I want to get international experience, and because it's like the newest phone or the newest training, it's the newest techniques and the way they do it.
And yourself, no?
I would also like to qualify. I'd like to get gold at Cadet Africas. I really enjoy it if we can be able to do international training groups and competitions. That's
Do you guys have Olympic aspirations?
definitely.
And when are you targeting your first Olympics? 2020?
Definitely.
If we can qualify by then, yes. 2020 is definitely on our map. We want to hit that mark.
For a bit of fun, I'm curious, and I'm sure the viewers will be curious as well. Do you ever spar against each other?
Yes.
Very
And who wins?
Well, it depends. If we're talking about standing work, I always win, because I'm obviously a lot stronger and I am a lot more technique based on standing work than Donné. But when it comes to groundwork, choking and arm bars, she wins by default.
Do you ever rub it in your brother's face when you win?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's good. That's good. It's always good. That's the role of a sister. All right, guys. Okay, so just as we end off, you guys are athletes. You the best in your field at the moment. So you're also a source of inspiration, not only for guys who do judo, but for young South Africans. If you had to say something to the youth of South Africa, what would you say to motivate them, inspire them?
Never give up. There's thousands and thousands of pictures of these sayings of don't give up, you can do this and stuff like that. The people who wrote that have been through what we've been through. A lot of people that want to be a professional athlete in their respective fields, they have to go through a lot of hard work, and it's exhausting, and sometimes you feel like you can't go any further, and then you look at your twin and then you know you can go through, because you have to beat him.
Yourself, Thomas?
Always be prepared. Always have wire cutters if you need to sneak out, or you always need to be prepared when you're doing a sport like this. You always think of the unexpected, because it happens more often than people think.
Yeah. Donné and Thomas, thank you so much for joining us at Game On Magazine. It's been an absolute privilege talking to you and getting into the minds of judokas. So thank you so much. We really appreciate your time. We look forward to watching your careers blossom.
Thank you very much.
Thanks so much.